Welcome to our latest Influencers in Hospitality interview, a video Q&A where we ask the influential leaders in our industry to share the strategies and insights that have made them so successful.
Welcome to the RLA Global podcast, Influencers in Hospitality. Our topic today is the sleep advantage in hospitality. I'm Simon Saunders, VP of Strategic Health and Wellness for RLA Global. And my special guest today is Michael Hissink, who's the Chief Commercial Officer of FreshBed. FreshBed are sleep systems innovators. And the real experts on sleep and hospitality. So, Mike, I last saw you in Athens for R&R. Did you have a successful trip?
Yeah, I did. Thank you for having me. It was very interesting. Lots of interesting conversations, speakers, and meetings, and all in all, a 72-hour mad dash of absorbing information and speaking to interesting people.
Yeah, I mean, and it must have been the same for you, but a lot of those conversations, especially when I'm discussing wellness with owners and operators, end up on the topic of sleep. And it's really gone, hasn't it, from just having a comfortable bed to being a real competitive edge. I think hoteliers are looking to improve the performance of their rooms and the suites, and so it's a real differentiator, isn't it?
That was exactly the word I was looking for. It's becoming the differentiator in the industry, and also when people are now about a real beautiful experience in a hotel, they talk about their sleep experience more and more, and how it connects all the dots between their arrival, their complete overall stay, and connecting the dots between health, stress, recovery, well-being, getting up fit, ready to work or ready to enjoy their day. It's becoming it's becoming more of a priority versus what used to be something that they would consider at the end of designing the room. Nowadays,
Yes.
they start thinking about the bed and the sleep experience prior to designing the room, which is great.
Thank goodness. Yeah, good. And we can see how that affects performance of properties as well. So RLA Global we've just published our mid-year wellness real estate report, and those hotels that have invested in wellness, everything from spa programs and, as you say, sleep recovery programs, they saw their general operating profit rise by 6% year on year,
Yeah.
and their average daily rates as well were up by 2 to 3%. So those hotels that converted growth into profit more efficiently were those that were wellness focused. So it's really becoming wellness is everywhere in the hotels, and sleep is definitely one of those pillars of health. Yeah.
Yeah, and in addition, also the overall customer experience, where nowadays you see a lot of research and you start to understand what important customer retention is, and great sleep is part of that. And it used to be a bit more about wellness hotels and well-being, and nowadays you see a lot of, let's say, normal hotels also diving into this idea of longevity and well-being, and that where everything connects all the dots of the customer experience is the bed, because at the end of the day, they hopefully they stay 7 or 8 hours of their stay in their bed, and that helps. And we offer a great system to enhance the experience. So from that perspective, it's a good trend that we are seeing, and we're happy that finally the whole world is seeing that sleep is a very important factor in one's life to ensure that they rest properly, they can recover during the night, and that it allows them to perform during the day.
Yeah. So we could say sleep might be the most profitable 8 hours a hotel can offer. Yeah.
You could state that, indeed, indeed. And I don't think everybody is there yet, but according to a lot of research and statistical overviews, we are seeing that trend indeed.
Let's bring this to the next level. I guess if we imagine that we're a guest and we've flown halfway across the world for a business meeting, we're jet lagged, we're overstimulated, a bit stressed out trying to close the deal. They're not really just craving luxury for its own sake, but craving calm, recovery, and feeling human again.
Yeah.
Yeah. Is that what we agreed on that?
Oh, well, definitely. Yeah.
Yeah. And do you have you got any examples? I think we were discussing the European Ryder Cup team, weren't we, previously? And the fact
Yeah.
that they, no, you remind me.
Yeah, that they took their bed linen, their pillows, all the stuff that they have at home to make sure that they really feel like they are at home once they arrive at the hotel, and that they can rest properly and make sure that they recover from the stress of the flights and the anticipation of the tournament, etc. It was a very interesting article. And also when you connect it to yourself, I know you travel a lot as well, and I have to travel a lot as well. When you arrive late in the evening, jet lagged, stressed from the flight, and you have to prepare for all the meetings in the following days, how wonderful is it if you arrive in a hotel with a great bed where you can fall asleep quickly and really get back into your normal rhythm ASAP. So you're ready to perform at your utmost the next day.
Yeah, it's about that. Yeah, turning a business person into a performing athlete. Yeah, there's
Yeah,
comparable
yeah,
elements. Okay, so it's and that makes a massive difference, I think, as well. It'd be really interesting in the future whether hotel comparison websites will start to record the sleep experience of the guests, because it's really what, if you have a great night's sleep, it actually stands, unfortunately, it kind of stands out, doesn't it? In a lot
it
of
does.
situations. Yeah. And
Yeah, and more people, of course, are now using the tech to check how they slept, how their workout was, and using the Whoop and the Aura and all those tech-driven innovations is allowing them to also really check how they've slept. And we can see that there is a very significant difference between, well, more mature, let's say a little bit older travelers versus the young ones.
mhm,
And I think anticipate that sleep is becoming more important also for the younger people. The more mature travelers and hotel guests, they go sort of analog. They wake up and they feel rested and they're happy with that. And the people using more tech-driven innovations, they are actually looking at their devices and saying, hey, this actually worked. And why did it work? And then they become curious. So that's an additional thing that we all need to take into account. And also the hospitality industry, of course, that the world is changing, and we need to enhance our performance in terms of sleep and the whole experience surrounding the bedroom.
So what we're saying is the technology within the bedroom is mirroring the technology that we're using to the trend in wearable technology, as you say, Whoop, Aura, where people are actively tracking their sleep, rest, recovery. Yeah, makes perfect sense. Kind of, we need hospitality needs to be the sort of the purveyors and, how would you say, encourage their guests to improve, work with their guests to improve upon their health. We don't want to be putting a barrier in the way of improving our guests' health. It's really interesting topic. Let's talk a little bit about the science behind it, Mike, because really that's, FreshBeds that's the difference, isn't it? It's the technology and the science, and really delving into how the body biologically, physiologically operates whilst you're fast asleep. So go on, explain away, please.
Yeah, there are three very important elements there. The first one being the air purification. So what we've developed is a filtration system where we have a HEPA medical grade filter underneath each side of the bed, wherein we suck the air surrounding the bed in the bedroom through that filter and purifying the air by 99.95%, which is a tremendous aid for people who have allergies or who snore or who have other challenges with impure air being breathed during the night. Then we are able, through the air generator, to either warm or cool the air depending on the person's needs. And in addition, we then also control the humidity under the duvet. And if the humidity stays between 40 and 60%, there's no need to open the duvet or to put your leg out of the bed and things like that we all experience at home. Or you pull the duvet from your partner, or he or she pulls it from you, and all those things. And then the scientific part of it is where if your skin temperature is give or take 31 degrees, it allows you to fall asleep very well and then also stay in the deep sleep. And combined with the 40 to 60% humidity that we are able to control under the duvet, you will not wake up feeling hot, sweaty, or just uncomfortable. So you and I, we both lose give or take half a liter of fluids every night during our sleep.
Just
and
perspiration and expiration. Okay.
And that tends to stay under the duvet and sink into the mattress, where our system blows the clean, purified air through the system, which allows everything to evaporate. So both from a health perspective, it's great because bacteria and fungi don't have any chance of growing within your mattress. And it also allows you to basically keep the mattress clean and crisp for many more years than the traditional mattresses. And as a final benefit, which could be very interesting for a lot of the hotels around the world, you can reduce the air conditioning costs and therefore your carbon footprint, because you can just turn it down. The bed does it for you, the whole system that we've developed.
Wow. So bit of sustainability, definitely hygiene, and a better night's sleep. How much better, how much more improved is my sleep going to be by sleeping on a fresh bed?
We've got a few statistics about that, and research has been done. We are proud to say that we can guarantee it up to 35% deeper sleep and deeper rest, but we are also seeing numbers of up to 50%. So it is quite significant. And the good thing about that is that the hotels that are using and improved sleep technology, because we try to not talk about a mattress, but really about the technology behind it, are also seeing that their guests are willing to pay up to 10% or more for a great night's sleep, according to the Global Wellness Institute. So that's an additional interesting fact to take into consideration.
Yeah, I think we talked about that as well. I think it's interesting. Obviously, you'd love to put your sleep technology into every single room in a hotel, but that may not be, financially viable. But it's also a great way if you had a level within the hotel which was sleep suites, then a great way to manage your revenues by offering a different or differentiating between the room types.
Yeah,
so,
and a lot of the bigger brands, bigger names in the industry are now testing those sleep suites where they are advised by sleep coaches who really know and understand the whole physiological aspect and the mental aspect of deep sleep, and they're helping those hotels now to create that perfect atmosphere, that perfect setting, which allows us also to be part of the conversation, which is great, as the whole experience then is surrounding the bed, the sleep system, where they are allowed to recover, and then allows them to perform better.
I can think of sort of several brands, particularly perhaps hospitality brands, that have this very strong wellness longevity focus, where this would be is the right technology. And I know that you have clients that you're providing sleep technology for that fall in that category. It's it's a really interesting field. Do you have more interest in the technology from the luxury hotels, or does it tend to be more wellness hotels, or is it a mix of both? Luxury wellness hotels as well, I guess.
Historically we started with the wellness hotels and the medical spas, and in the last few years we've seen a very significant shift in the trend from the higher end using our system in their suites as well. And like you just mentioned, they are now also developing true sleep suites where the focus lies on the experience during the night. So we're seeing the shift. It's happening, and we're quite happy with that, of course.
So, Mike, one thing I think that's often overlooked is how much the basics matter. Guests really notice everything in the room, the bed, the air, the lighting, even the shower pressure. These small details are really the foundation of the experience, not just in the room, but sort of set the standard for the whole hotel. What do you feel about how the sleep experience can add to the guest experience?
That's an interesting one. What we've noticed and what we understood based on the feedback is that sleep is actually the connection between all the amenities that hotels offer. And it's sort of the underlying connector between, for example, the restaurant, the lobby, the spa, the gym, the amazing shower system or bathroom inside their rooms, and everything is sort of connected through the bed and the sleep experience that they get. And it's for us, it's quite interesting, and also
where
from
wellness starts, isn't it? Where wellness starts kind of is in the room, and this sort of focus on you just mentioned there, like showers. I know that we've worked on a couple of projects this last year or two where we've spec'd really nice showers where you can pre-program the temperature and the flow starts before you step into the shower deck, so you don't get that horrible blast of water from above your head or the side or
And
scalding
we've all
hot.
been there.
Yeah, it's horrid, isn't it?
Yeah.
And yeah, I think and then aircon, you spoke about being able to decrease the aircon flow,
Yeah.
or because of the airflow technology in the beds. That's obviously a great opportunity, and nothing worse than sleeping in a draft. And then lights. I think we talked about that in Athens, no? With TV remotes and aircon lights and fridge lights. It's like sleeping in Blackpool illuminations. Good.
And like you just mentioned, with the sort of programmable shower where you can set the temperature before you step in. Our system allows you via the app or the reception desk, for that matter, to preset the bed for full sleep mode, as an example. And also you can actually set the timing for a wake up mode as well. And for the housekeeping, you can actually do the boost mode to clean the system after the guest has left. And there's also a remote control, so the guest can do it themselves as well. But best case scenario, the hotel knows the guest very well and knows the settings that they prefer, and they can preset the whole sleeping system to enhance the customer experience.
Wow, so like hyper personalization for repeat guests. That's pretty cool. And then the hygiene bit must be pretty huge, really, as well, after the pandemic. And I know we don't want to go into too much gruesome detail, but as you say, fungi and mites and dead skin, that's pretty not
All
the
the things we
nicest of
don't want to
topics,
talk
but
about.
yeah. But it's, if we reached this level of, we were obsessive, weren't we, about personal hygiene and washing our hands and antibacterial, wiping everything down. Yeah, we're sleeping in a bed that's been used thousands of times. So, but this technology is really reducing that kind of.
Yeah, correct. And one of the most interesting stories that we were experiencing during that crazy period of the Corona pandemic was that one of the medical wellness hotels that we work with, the physicians, the doctors, actually slept on our sleep system instead of in their homes, which for us was, of course, a great example of how important and how proven the technology already is. And it was just a great set of feedback that we got during that period. So it only encouraged us to continue developing the technology.
Yeah, because you're kind of looking after health from a sort of immune system element. So you're really caring really showing another level of care for the guests, not just their sleep, but sleep hygiene as well. It's amazing. That's really good. So what's next, Mike? How does sleep evolve further from a sort of the well-being wellness element that we have now and the growth to more kind of longevity? So people's lifespan, improving people's lifespans.
Yeah, it's a very interesting trend that we're seeing globally, both in the B2B side of the business, but also, of course, for people like you and I, like the people listening to this podcast. We all want to live longer. We want to live better. We want to have healthier lives. And the connector between good food, exercise, less stress is sleep. And it's just a very important factor that when you are allowed to sleep deeper and you rest better, that the recovery is just happening a lot quicker and a lot more fundamental, which also allows you not just in a physical manner to feel better, but it also enhances your cognitive reactions, and it helps you mentally as well. So there are a lot of basically softer sides to sleep that are the connectors between your overall health, your overall well-being, and the longevity aspect of it.
So real the basics of kind of longevity, although we see that there's massive technological developments and science, a lot of science involved in longevity. Really, the basics of those are sleep, nutrition, recovery, and mental, your mental health, maybe mindfulness.
Yeah,
would be a good way to put it. So sleep is the bridge between all of those factors, and then. And it makes perfect sense, doesn't it, in a hospitality setting? If we, if I see it a lot with projects, especially if we're redeveloping a hotel, doing a property improvement plan, we see the kind of 1980s gym and the spa, and now we're looking at how technology has altered those environments and improved them. Definitely with the wearables or apps that people are using, the fitness equipment is utilizing the same equipment, the same application, or it's tracking their workout. But then they go back to a room which doesn't reflect how wellness has developed elsewhere within the property. So yeah, your FreshBed technology is kind of keeping pace or setting the pace and keeping pace with the other developments in wellness. So it's very, very exciting.
Yeah.
So you're not just sort of selling rest, you're selling kind of restoration data, and we're fitness, wellness, sleep.
Yeah,
performance
the overall well-being, and looking at the future, we are now trying to develop this whole AI thing that is happening into our system, which is not there yet, to be very honest. We're developing it, but where the devices or your phone can start instructing the bed what to do for you when you want to fall asleep during the night and during the early hours in the morning when you need to start waking up. So that's a very exciting development that we are working on now, and which we hope to launch in 12 to 18 months from now.
How often do you get to meet your clients, the people that have slept in a fresh bed? What feedback do you get from them? Obviously, you don't meet them in the bedroom, hopefully.
Yeah, talking about sleep gets quite personal quite quickly, which
Yes, exactly.
many people make jokes about it. What happens in the bedroom stays in the bedroom, of course, but the overall experience that they are conveying to us is basically that it is a true game changer. It's changing their lives, and on many different levels. It's for the athletes that we work with that basically perform better. Same goes for the CEOs, the entrepreneurs, the people in business that travel a lot. And if you dilute it to a very smaller scale, couples that tend to fight over a good night's sleep because one pulls the duvet to the side, one is complaining it's too warm or it's too humid. Let's open the window. Let's turn the air conditioning on. They're also saying our
So you're
relationship just got better
saving
because we're sleeping
relationships.
well. Yeah.
That's fantastic. So there's really like there's an obviously like there's a performance element to it, but there's also kind of emotional level, which
Definitely.
is really, is very is a great thing to achieve with a product. We're looking at of how we can improve the financial performance of a hotel that invests in sleep technology, but we're also looking at the guest experience and the emotion that creates. Because, well, I guess if you wake up well rested, you're in a better mood, you're prepared for the day.
Yeah, and it just connects all those dots. The improved return on investments, the improved profitability, the improved guest retention, and then in addition, the fact that indeed the customers are just sleeping better, feeling better, and it just covers so many basic elements that a hotel and a hospitality environment wants to offer. And it's a great connector between all those dots.
Yeah, I think that's a really good way to summarize it, isn't it? It's the basic principle of hospitality, probably ever since the beginning of the first inn or wherever people
Yeah,
slept, paid to sleep the first time. And if you have that great night's sleep and you have a good memory of the property, you have increases loyalty to that
yeah,
brand. It's an amazing thing to achieve, and this technology is just a logical progression of of sleep in
yeah,
hospitality.
yeah.
Michael, thank you. I
You're
think
more
we
than welcome.
probably should draw to an end there, but it's great as always to chat with you, and it's
Same here.
um sleep is not a boring topic. It's a lot of opportunity, and as we said right at the beginning, a great differentiator for properties to show care and
Yeah,
compassion for their guests. It's wonderful. Michael, thank you very much, and I look forward to speaking to you in the future.
same here, Simon. Thank you for having me.